as a vortex of light clears all miscreations of the past. You let go of the past, as the past has already been lived. It resolves old inner transgressions and allows you to be remembered, to remember the light of love within your heart, your divine heart. What would it be like to let go of the programs that have been limiting you, holding you back? What freedom would you experience? And how would that feel within your heart? And now noticing Metatron's cube, golden Metatron's cube floating from up above. As we place that Metatron's cube within your crown chakra, your sixth chakra, your throat chakra, your heart. And as we place it into your heart, it goes deep, deep into the back of your heart, where you can breathe that love into your heart. Pondering the perfection of Metatron's cube, the fact that within this shape holds all information of divine architecture. As it sits within the soul matrix behind the heart. It can expand, contract.
Yes.
And what
We
it's
have
doing
arrived.
Is actually harmonizing
There's
all atomic
some kind of
structures.
someone's talking in the background. Is it you, a ventriloquist? Did you hear his voice and his lips weren't moving?
It's a very multidimensional world we're living in.
I know it is. So this is going to be our first. What is today? Monday.
Thursday.
Every day is Thursday. I have a feeling this is going to be an adult version of this show. This show's been doing this collaboration. This whole thing has been doing really good. I'm just worn out, dude. I'm like just toast, man. All the time, I'm toast. I go home, I'm toast. I wake up, I'm toast. I try to drink coffee, take a shower. I roll in here. I don't know what's going on. Have you been going through a lot?
Well, last week I was a different person than I am this week. So, yes. Yeah, no, it's been a massive, massive time of complete recalibration.
Yeah.
But then there's two different aspects. What you're talking about is you have all this energy expenditure.
Yeah.
And then they have so much coming in
Yeah.
at the same time. And what's been interesting for me is that I've been just creating more and more boundaries and like what it's like to not have to fix anybody.
Yeah.
So I just want to play again.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I just want to play, but apparently I found out that I was like helping, other dimensional forces, buffer zones for an intergalactic battle in my sleep. So, and I'm like, you know what? I need my rest.
I know. Can we tell them that?
Yes, actually.
I know we can. I know. That's a good summation though. Like I know some people that have been resting a lot and their dream state's really active. Mm-hmm. I think what you're describing is like with me, I've been really active during the day and really active in dream state.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't have a break.
So what I've been doing is that before I go down for bed, I tell my guides and everything, this is for my restoration. I'm not available for work right now.
Yeah.
And
I do it during the day. I learned, this is crazy. I learned this from, what is his name? Norman Vincent Peale. Remember that guy?
No.
Now, you're much younger than me. Norman Vincent
Thanks.
Peale, he wrote, what did he write? He wrote one of those self-help books, one of the most famous ones. Like Napoleon Hill, W. Clement Stone, those guys. So he would, I don't know, he had this thing where you could recharge yourself. This is before I really got into, like, say, anything metaphysical. I wasn't religious. I was just exploring self-help, where you just kind of go into a state, I guess, of meditation, and then you just ask to be recharged.
Right.
I've used it for years, like for physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. And I just do it during the day.
Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah, it works pretty good.
Well, and what I've been doing is actually making, I came to a realization that, I was living under this belief that, so many things need fixing.
Yeah.
I know I'm the only person that has that one. But in terms of, when I realized that nothing really needs to be fixed,
Right.
and that's just a belief that things need to be fixed, in the eyes of consciousness, and everything is as it should be. So my ego involvement of trying to fix things that are not only just here in the present moment, but everywhere else, and then feeling as though it just drains your energy over and over and over and over. But then it also opens up all of your energetic boundaries, or lack thereof, or what you used to have. It opens all those spillways. So it's
Yeah.
like kind of like, okay, my castle that used to be completely contained now has all my windows open, so anything can fly in, and then all of a sudden it's like, wee. So I had to call my maids in, I had to close up all those windows, because I was reaching a point of like inner depletion.
Yeah.
And where I was reacting upon every different energy, wondering, what is that? I need to process it. I need to process this. I need to process all this. Yeah. And I was really good at it, Todd. I was telling Jade, I was sometimes making 5 hypnotherapy sessions a day.
What do you mean? For yourself?
For myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's when we've reached a point of like, okay, time to chill out. But, it's kind of like the soil. If you think of a farmer with all the vegetables that are being farmed, they take out the certain nutrients. And so there becomes a point in the farm, in the soil, that it only has so many more nutrients, or the vegetables aren't even going to have the value of
True.
Sustenance. So it's kind of like when we go into like what Abraham Hicks talks about, it's like, okay, time to put on the brakes and move into your alignment. Yeah. But also like, how do we reserve ourselves, especially because everything's so intense, and the natural flow of energy is into the embodiment phase. So like spending the last 4 days in bed. And I was like, I'm still in bed. Yeah. I'm still in bed. But then what I did, now I don't have to fix everything out of here. Now I can redirect all my energy and the divine light and divine love back into myself and refuel myself. Yeah. So I created one last session.
Now you do 4 instead of 5.
What's that?
Now you do 4 instead of 5.
No, just 1.
But this is key. So this is not a coincidence. So this is what. So a lot of times people think about it's just the masculine energy that wants to fix everything.
No,
right? The old stereotype of, she. I'm not making fun of it because we've left it behind. Don't get mad at me. Don't send me any hate mail. I'm just saying the woman would say, "You never listen to me," and then he'd say, "Yes, I do," and then she would deliver this issue, and then he'd say, "Well, let me fix it." So it's not just a masculine thing. It's actually a thing that we always feel like we have to do something. So the reason that this is really resonating with me is because I've been thinking about it.
Right.
So last week, we've been collaborating. Vibrational Empowerment Network is trying to get their name out there. They're just like Soulogy. They don't charge for anything, so they're trying to, sustain themselves. And Jade's putting in a tremendous amount of work, and everybody else here. So I said, there's got to be a way we can collaborate. And I'm watching all these different entities and individuals in the field. I'm watching them. They look like optic fibers, and they're all like rainbow colored, and they're all like crocheted or knotted up perfectly. And then at the end, they're frayed, and I can see them spinning out there. And I think a big part of because what happens is we come together and we feel the alignment, and we're like, oh, we got to do something together. Oh, and like you feel like you got to go do something.
Yeah,
it's the same energy as fixing it. And what I'm finding as time goes on is to take a breath, step back, keep creating, keep collaborating, keep putting out your expression spontaneously, intuitively. The agendas are falling away. All the codependent frequencies are falling away, but there is a new math. And it's not like I know what to do, but I know what not to do. Yeah. Which is don't try to fix it.
Totally.
Just give it its attention. Totally. Recognize it, embrace it, let everybody know, hey, here's where I'm at. We're all together, and then just keep marching forward.
Absolutely.
Because the fixing thing is a faithless thing.
Well, and here's the thing is that, and this is the part that fascinates me, Todd, is that it all moves back to judgment. And when we move into Christ consciousness and entering into the heart, what's the last thing that needs to be purged? Judgment.
Judgment. Yeah.
Judgment.
Yeah.
Guilt. Guilt,
Yeah.
the core wound that created the duality. So it's like, when we're able to get, hey, wait, this is my life. I want to know what my potential is in my body without any belief that something needs to be fixed, without me to go out and to perceive that something needs to be fixed. Just because there's a beggar on the street, doesn't mean that, this is kind of goes back to the Dr. Mikao Usui with Reiki thing. Like, the healing must be asked for.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't mean that they're unhappy. Sometimes the beggar is very, very happy, and people who bitch and complain sometimes are extremely happy and they're bitching and complaining. And so, but I realized that there was a deep, unresolved aspect of guilt that really needed to be healed and cured and kind of wound up. And so I've been on this journey, especially after Egypt. Man, that's when it got really intense. Is that, the guilt thing came up so strong, and the judgment thing, everything was judging and everything was judgmental, and everything that I did, ate, slept, everything, how I did it. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? It was like being in hell. And, but to be able to go, okay, hey, wait, I need to put a stop to this. And it took me a long time to realize that, it was just that aspect of, wait, everything is totally fine. I get to be me. I get to do whatever I want and be at peace, and so when I started to do that, and then I started to redirect, I started to redirect all that energy that I used to put out there back into myself. And that's when I got laid out in bed. I'm all, whoa, okay, time out.
Well, I think a lot of this stuff is coming to the surface. I think a lot of it's coming to the surface because it's what's coming to the surface to be released.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a lot of it's playing out, and I think this fix-it thing's a real big part of it because, I was talking to someone yesterday, and they're like, oh, I met so-and-so, and I know I'm supposed to do this for so-and-so. Now, you hear that a lot.
Right.
Like I can see your field. This is what needs to happen. I can heal you.
Yeah.
So this is going away.
Yeah.
Okay, one, because it's about self-empowerment.
Absolutely.
But there's nothing wrong with that exchange because what it's like I told my friend, I said, you know what you're feeling? You're feeling the alignment. Mm-hmm. You're actually feeling the alignment. I used to get it all the time with Soulogy. It's like, oh, you're going to be a network and you're going to do this and that. And I'd wake up the next day and I'd call this person, I'd do this and I'd do that. And I would try to set it all up. And then one day a friend of mine said to me, Todd, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
It's you're just feeling the alignment.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it happen. It's almost like we don't have to say anything to each other. And sometimes you do, but it's like when you recognize what's going on, you have the intention, the other parties have the same intention to move the same direction, to move as a unified front. Mm-hmm. That's enough. We don't even have to say anything. It's actually just happened.
Totally. And even if you stopped, you'd still have so much momentum that would keep on flowing.
Yes.
And you'd get rest.
Yeah, we need to figure that one out.
No, you do.
We need to figure that one out.
But no, and it's that whole, I can heal you. I can, it's like, always ask if the person would like it. I get a lot of people.
Oh, you're talking about
just a lot of people. I get a lot of people with me personally reading my field and then giving me energy, and that nothing pisses me off.
But can they really give you energy?
Well, not give me energy, but what they do is they tap into my field and then they start sharing what they see, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute, I didn't give you permission to do that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now, doing the show, I've had a lot of people, and I appreciate it, all of them.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I've had a lot of people say, let me do this for you, let me do this for you. I've had people say, and I've had people actually read my field on the spot, and it's always the same, and it always has been since the last 9 years. What they're reading is they're reading my field, but it's about 2 weeks late. so they're actually seeing what's open in my field. And I think this is a really good subject because so many people in the lightworker community are practitioners, healers. They have modalities and such. And they're actually going through a transition that is unique to them for the most part. It's not like a medical doctor has been affected by the ascension where they're changing their standard practices. Now, I bet you there'll become a time when the medical industry as a whole starts to adopt new things, and they almost have to be retrained. That's what's happening, I think, to the energy practitioners that come on the show, the people that I talk to, which is a big part of the light worker community, because there has been a shift. And so there is a new math being developed. And like everything else in the Ascension, nobody gave us a fucking playbook, right? No. I mean, we don't have an owner's manual. We're writing the owner's manual. We're expanding the old templates. And that's where the beauty of it is.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'll say is, and it takes the absolute 100% presence and participation of the human being. If it doesn't happen from the human aspect, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Or let's just say this, it's not going to be at its fullest potential, because we're here in this body, conscious 99% of the time, for a reason.
Well, and especially if we're expending our energy trying to help different things or fix different things because we perceive that it's not right, then we're actually gifting away our potential. Yeah. So if we were to actually start creating those energetic boundaries, I think I shared this with you when we met last week or whatever, about, I've been working a lot more on, like, what is it building these boundaries for? And then what do these boundaries look like? And then how do I differentiate what is mine versus what is somebody else's? This has been an ongoing story for me my whole life, but...
Because you're an empath.
Yeah. I'm not.
You're daddy. You're daddy.
Daddy empath.
You're daddy empath.
I'm granddaddy empath. Father time.
Back to this is what I was going to say. Yeah, I remember you telling me this the other night. Now, we just had a conversation. I don't think it was online, and you were saying you've been doing 4 or 5 sessions a day for you.
Yeah.
Now, this is what I'm getting at. So, every one of us, including me, who's not even a practitioner, as we've gone through this transition, we all had wounded healer in us.
Oh, yeah.
And the wounded healer was, I know I'm love, so I'm going to love these external mirrors of myself, and I'm going to offer. I'm going to work myself to the bone. I'm going to deplete myself, but at least I'm going to go down with the ship, and God's going to go, you have a big heart, and you're going to be in heaven. But what we're finding out, this is what I loved about what you told me before the show, is you said, I've been doing this the last 4 days, and I've been doing 4 or 5 sessions on myself. That's the best thing you can do for the other aspects of you, because your energy, your frequency is going to go up. You're healthier spiritually and all the way around. And like we were talking too, we're not having to say as much. All they got to do is be around you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep hearing daddy, daddy, daddy. I don't know what that is.
It's the hypnotic power of my voice, daddy-o.
It's I'm getting the code from Danny. That was my way.
Daddy.
But no, I think that's really.
You guys need me to leave you alone.
That's really a great example, because like in the last week, a lot of us have interacted in Sedona. There's been a lot of energy going on. There's been all kinds of consequences of that on an individual basis. Everybody's shifting. But the fact that you are choosing yourself first, your spiritual health first, and here's the thing about the boundaries. You're actually doing that. You're actually establishing your boundaries when you put yourself first, put yourself through your own sessions. You're raising your frequency. Because here's the thing. Once you start thinking about what your boundaries are, immediately when they start to get encroached upon, the red flag goes up.
Totally.
And then we can start to work on how do we sustain our field and fortify our field without being assholes.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing we're having to do.
And here's what I found out that was happening was that by making all these sessions, I was perceiving that something needed to be fixed within me when I was actually just interpreting and being psychic to other people's energy in my field, and, and absorbing it, and, or owning it as mine. So, and I became very, very good at chasing my tail a little bit. And I'm like, wait, something's limiting me. Something's really, really holding me back. And it's weird because I'm doing all this self-work. And so that shouldn't be the case. Yeah. And so that's what, but what I realized what was happening is I was creating a greater space of expansion for the energy when I decide to call back mine to actually fill me up. So I have a feeling some really big things are about to happen. Yeah. Because people have no idea how much I've been helping collective.
I think there's a lot. Yeah, I think that's happening for a lot of people. That's a really good sign. That's a really good sign. Now the other thing is too, I think this is another thing that we're coming to terms with. So, being, and I'm going to say this with all due respect, being on the forefront of the ascension, which doesn't mean you had to be a first wave or second wave or third wave. You could have just been born yesterday. I mean, who knows how this works? But what I'm saying is, it's not always a smooth ride. We're breaking down these energetic barriers, which means we're having to extract and fade away and integrate and release patterns of behavior. Now, one of the telltale signs seems to be if I keep seeing something, it's not them, it's me. Right. So, or if something gets on my nerves, I see this, and this. Like, why do they do that? Why does they do that? I hate when people do that. There's something that's being presented to us, for us. And this goes back to the same thing, physician, heal thyself, to thine own self be true. Choosing yourself, like you're doing with the 4 sessions a day, is to take whatever's playing, looping in front of us and go, wait a minute, I'm missing something here. And we all know, you just said it a minute ago, but we all know now the power of asking. Knocking, the door will be open. Asking, it will be given. I mean, this is old, ancient sacred wisdom. So, in other words, we can find it, even if it's a blind spot, by observing the loops that are playing in front of us, and instead of externalizing them and saying, why are people like this, realizing we're like this in some way. Absolutely. We're either carrying the same thing we don't see in ourselves, or we're carrying the polarity, the opposite polarity.
Well, and a lot of that opposite polarity comes from some sort of judgment and blame, which is fueled by guilt. It's that, again, that core wound. So, and this is kind of like, in a society that you see two worlds blaming itself, or people blaming circumstances for their discomfort, when people haven't really gone into what's the power of proactivity, what's the power of, hey, I'm able to change not only my energy, I'm able to change my action, my reaction, I'm able to change who I am to actually create a new path for myself. Now, that's when it gets tricky, because the subconscious mind is such a huge aspect of this, and the majority of healers and practitioners don't understand, even doctors and a lot of scientists do not understand the power of the subconscious mind, and the fact that, these habits and behaviors, there's ways to actually upgrade them so you can become completely adaptable rather than, reactive. So, and, Bruce Lipton talks about this a lot. So, I learned this a long time ago. It's like, wait, how can I give my space, myself the power that I need? First off, I need to make sure that what I'm working on is mine. And that's always a revisiting thing because of the empathic nature. But, people will start to realize that being an empath is actually a symptom of a deeper issue. And that is guilt. It's from an inner victim, or the inner critic. Actually, that inner voice, people don't realize the inner voice within, if it's placed on judgment, it will cause your energy and your spirit to not want to be embodied. And so then we develop all these different coping mechanisms. And these coping mechanisms based off of fragmentations of different aspects of, these are different habits and behaviors that my subconscious mind created to protect me. And it's been of complete value. However, now that I've transcended that, I no longer need those coping mechanisms. How do I return back into the purity of my heart, into the purity of my, joy? And so, and when we move into that innocence, it's like, when we are able to let go of those coping mechanisms and those old behaviors from when we're children and or traumatic experiences, like one of the big things that I realize is, since they are coping behaviors or coping mechanisms to help you survive, I can be grateful for them, and I can also forgive myself. So it's like this mutual, like, wow, I'm that awesome and adaptable that I was able to create these different things, whether it was the alcoholism, whether it was this or that, or but I can actually be grateful for these things, because that's how truly awesome and amazing I am. So now my coping mechanism is, I just want to lay in bed.
Sleep. Be horizontal. So
my bed likes me.
Yeah. So I'm like, so I'm glad somebody likes you.
Me too.
So we, like begets like. And I guess I try to keep things simple for me. Like it gets too complicated for me. So like begets like. So I started to realize, look, we have blind spots. We're unconscious about it. We can see it in other people. We can see it in other people, what their blind spots are, what their unconscious programming is. But we're like in this period where you can't really say it.
Yeah.
Okay? Because everybody is having to find it on their own, I guess, in a way. But I guess what I'm getting at is, for me, it's like begets like. We were unconscious creators before. We were creating everything. We just didn't know it. We thought, but if you think about it, if I'm going down life pre-waking up, and I got all this BS coming at me, debt and this and that and problems and this, that's because that was my vibration. Now, we've all spent a few years working on ourselves. Our frequency's going up. Doesn't mean that we don't have other stuff to release and integrate and all that. But we do know that we are having a more pleasurable experience now. Things are working in our favor. That invisible hand of providence is moving things out of the way for us. You lose this house, you lose this job, you go to Sedona, whatever is happening. But the thing is, what I'm noticing is if I'm watching something, even if I'm looking at someone and go, oh, that's on their unconscious programming, that's their blind spot, I wouldn't be noticing it if there wasn't something about it in me.
Totally.
So now this is to me like almost like a PhD level. I hate to say that, but compared to what we were doing in terms of, say, shadow work or inner work. Now I can say, wait a minute, this is me. What I'm finding is I can't always figure out what it is. But what I do is go, hey, tell me what it is.
Right.
I want to align this. And sure enough, either through images or a message from infinite intelligence, yeah, we've licked this, or some other way that it plays out in a synchronicity or validation in my life, I get the evidence and I know. And then sometimes, like these downloads that have been coming in 2020, it's coming so fast you don't know what the hell's happening. You just go, okay, I'm good. It'll come up when I need it.
Totally.
Yeah. So
Totally. Well, and also, now what if all those downloads, see, this is something that I like toying with. What if all those downloads or realizations, those are different things that are already within you that once you raise a certain frequency, you're able to tap into. So it's kind of funny. Do you know that Grace Jones is your spirit guide? I'm just kidding.
Grace Jones. Did I miss something?
No, it was kind of...
Grace Jones is in the Demolition Man? Grace Jones?
Master Blaster.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was a good imitation, man.
Master Blaster.
Where did
Tina Turner and Master Blaster?
Yeah.
I don't know. I always feel like
Tina's cool, man. Yeah. So...
So is Master Blaster.
How did Grace Jones came up?
I don't know. I just thought it would be really funny to say that she was your spirit guide.
She's still incarnated though, isn't she?
Oh yeah.
She's married to Dolph Lundgren or whatever his name is.
Really?
That's some
Dolphy?
Yeah, one of those big husky guys,
That's hot.
Danny is the Ascension comic.
Let's talk about joy for a second.
We should. You know what? You know what we should do? We haven't done this at Soulogy. We should have a amateur comedy stand-up. We should. We should do that. I mean, we've all gotten up here on camera and showed our ass anyway. We've all embarrassed ourselves. You'd be good though. You'd be really good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
But let's so the importance of joy. So here's we have all this stuff going on. There's all this stuff going on in the world, and people are tired, and people's nervous systems are tired. People's nervous systems tapping into collective, and a lot of people don't know how to create a boundary. They don't even know what that means. So, but a great way to move into that is always tapping into what type of joy can I find within myself, and how if you're tired and completely obliterated, exhausted, how goofy and fun and joyful can you be in that? Because some of those times have been my best, usually being up on acid for 20 hours. Like the shit that comes out, am I allowed to say that?
You can
Stuff
say
that comes out of my
to.
mouth, granted I haven't done that in a while, but I was always blown away. I could never do that again. But but in terms of having fun having the fun, what can be fun in finding the value of what's this disappointment teaching me? What's this criticism teaching me?
Yeah.
And how can I laugh at it?
Yeah.
How can I laugh at it?
Just
Because
being
you know
a kid.
what? Exactly.
A lot of times people will say to me, "Oh, he's like a little boy." He's like, "Yeah, I am," and I'm conscious of it.
Uh-huh.
I'm conscious of it. I like to be a little boy. I like to look through the eyes of a little boy, Todd, into the world. And because it is. It's not, we're not that important. I don't mean it that way because it's always a double entendre, right? With the universe, there's always a paradox. But let's not take ourselves so seriously. Like for me, I'll use myself as an example.
I was going to say, did you see the lightning bolts of judgment strike you just then?
Yeah, it went right up my ass. So, but like, okay, like, don't take Soulogy so serious. Now, I'm not saying I do, but I'm just saying, like, our missions, they are powerful. Our purposes, they are powerful. But you got to remember, this is what we chose to do when we came down here.
Yeah.
Okay? We're doing it for ourselves.
Right.
Now, there is a new math, and that's, service to self, service to collective or others, and service to humanity all become one, right? That's all one stroke. So that's great. But don't forget, do what makes you happy,
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing it for yourself. We're not out there as a wounded healer trying to save the world anymore. There's nothing to be saved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and then here's another thing is that if you're expending all that energy trying to judge everything else and every other energy in your spot, oh my God, what ascension symptom am I feeling right now? Like, you're not focusing on what can make your life better today, or what, how can I step into a new frequency? Yeah. So it's like, I got some fish. Did you see my fish the other day?
No.
No, you weren't here. You saw my fish.
What
so
kind
I got
of fish? Did you catch them or what?
No, I
bought them?
paid for them.
No, you paid for them.
Good old capitalist.
What kind of fish? What kind of fish are we talking?
I got a couple of blue gouramis.
Are these fish for a bowl or that you?
So I've been working on a lot of self-sustainability stuff. So I've been making hydroponic systems and aquaponic systems. I have a whole inside garden, but I bought these fish so they can poop.
So I guess you're not eating
So,
these
but
fish.
no, the point is I haven't had a pet in a long time, and you know what? These fish poop, and the plants that I love equally as much, absorb the nutrients of the fish. But what's so much fun, Todd, is watching them. They love to get caught up in the little air stone bubbles, and they just go. It's like they purposely try to lose control because I don't know if it's because they're stuck in my home and they need something to do. But from my perspective, it seems like they're having a lot of fun.
Well, it could be very stimulating.
Well, absolutely. There's not like a whole lot going on in these 3-gallon containers that I have them stuck in, but they go in the bubbles and they go, woo. And then they poop, and then my plants grow.
You have to come back on again before I leave too, because this is funny. This is good. But,
should I take you on a personal tour of my zoo?
So I want to make sure that because we have about 9 minutes before the next segment.
Oh yeah, we're doing more.
I want to make sure that we talk about what's about to happen, and not just specifically to this particular expression you are going to do, this collaboration, but sound. Meditation, frequencies, tonalities, binary beats. I mean, color. There's a new something or another happening that's not always nonverbal, but the lyrical part is a very small part at best to these deliveries. You and Jade are doing it, incorporating both of your talents into really an improvisational kind of thing. You're not like
absolutely
okay, and so this is to me, people talk about the technology, free energy, secret space, and whatever. To me, the technology is this stuff.
Absolutely,
like we're feeding the bio computer, the flesh and bones. We're changing DNA. We're bringing in higher levels of alignment, and with that comes all these parallels of greater wisdom, love, courage, peace, open-mindedness, brother, whatever, all this other stuff. So how long have you been doing it? What are you guys about to do as an example? And what's your experience with it in terms of bringing people to a higher level of vibration?
Cool. I learned a while ago after, I've gone through many energy healing masteries. I'm Reiki master, Lightarian Reiki master, master Metatronia therapist, as well as priest initiate of the Melchizedek order. But what it all boils down to is that I realized that as you start working on yourself, your heart emits that frequency, and Heart Math has been working with this too. So my thing is, as sound, my voice is highly coded, and I started to realize that this is actually what's going on. And so during I've been a hypnotherapist for about 8 years, I believe, and to try to transcend, other different things of myself, but to go more inside of my heart, to access more of that how do I amplify my electromagnetic field? Okay, how do we go beyond like what Dispenza talks about, and how do we actually fall in love with our lives, the way that Bruce Lipton talks about? How do we shift our beliefs and our behaviors and create the reality? Not only just talk about it, but actually apply it.
Right.
So in this journey, I started to utilize a lot of these different things. I work very closely with Archangel Metatron and many other lots of stuff, but using different light frequencies and like sacred geometric codings and templates that are beyond what the limited mind of most can apprehend or comprehend. We're able to use that. I'm able to direct that with the sounds of my voice and tonalities and a different fluctuation. So when people,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Do you do that? Do that? Obviously, do it consciously.
Yeah.
And so in like the old blues, like the guy would say something and then the guitar would holler it back. You know what I mean? Like one,
Right.
two. So like, are you hearing the music and then adjusting to what you're getting, or are you setting the tone?
So what kind of happens is that it's kind of like this unified kind of, like I've always just flowed. If there's a note or anything that's a preemptive, any sort of scribed anything, like throws me off. So it's all intuition. Like it's all completely based on, me tapping into the collective field, what the hearts of everybody needs to, or would appreciate, moving into that next level of tapping into, because so many people focus on this is what's not right. So how do we educate and how do we snap into the creation of those different frequency levels? But now words are becoming obsolete, like you were saying.
Yeah.
So because words are becoming obsolete, we can actually integrate different light forms and different light fractals.
Yeah.
And using these aspects of multidimensionality to uplift a person's heart. So going back into basically the ancient Kabbalah, the sacred geometries, utilizing those different things, those aspects of light, basically like Thoth the Atlantean, and how do we implement, because everybody relates to that on a soul level.
Yeah.
Okay, there's those aspects that's so deeply ingrained into the soul of each person here. So it's like when somebody of human form starts speaking of these things, it starts activating their hearts, and their activation within their heart starts basically dissolving and transmuting anything that's in their field that doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, cause anybody that's had a out of body experience, like, or near death, you don't go into this other dimension and everybody's talking. You go into it, and the first thing I've noticed is there's like a certain tone, like a universal tone, which is really comprised of a bunch of tones and colors, and all this other stuff that's all nonverbal.
Yeah.
And then I think the other thing that you're describing too, because like when you say it less words, well, I know that like watching people do light language, or even when I do talking or do a soul speak or whatever, just watching different artistic expressions and expressions in general, even conversations, you can tell that there's an open channel because there's no wordiness up here.
Yeah.
So like what I'm hearing from you is you're in that space where there's no words up here. None. And you're just connected to that. Yeah. That what we're getting refamiliarized with, which in itself, if it's symptomatic of these dimensions we go into when we go into dimension or a near death or out of body, then we're actually embodying that. These experiences are embodying that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so many people are trying to seek it externally, when it's actually we're bringing, this is the ascension process, and the whole Metatronic field, and how we actually raise our frequency, raise the frequency of our DNA to in fact hold higher frequency light codings.
Right on.
So, and as we're able to do that, we're actually able to embody that. Now that's the trick, is like, how do we bypass? Now I know that's a big spiritual word that people don't like, but how do we bypass the mind? Because you have to on these levels in order to expand. And so what we can do is actually, and it's not bypassing, it's actually reminding that, oh wait, hey, there's light. Oh wait, hey, there's other aspects of our consciousness that we can access as a tool to assist us in our evolution.
Yeah, it's crazy too, because it's like the less effort, the less muscle you put into it, the easier it is.
Absolutely.
And like so many of us, if you look at people that were traumatized, let's say, disassociated, they projected themselves out into a dimension. They developed an intense relationship in a lot of cases with infinite intelligence that served them later in life. But it was actually catalyzed by these traumatic events. Then you have, other, even meditation. I mean, there's all these different ways that we move to a place where there's no dialogue about what's going on down here, and it's just a free flow thing. And I think it is coming back.
Well, and when people are just here, this doesn't need to exist, So, and that's the non-duality. And one of the things that I used to observe was people like Bashar and Abraham Hicks and all these channelers that would do all this work, when you can tell that they weren't stopping to think, going oh, wait, what was I about to say? It's a clear flow. And I started to realize that, I'm doing this in my body all the time. I don't even think about
I think we all
we're getting there. Yeah. So
we're just becoming more conscious of it.
Absolutely. So now what Jade and I have been doing has been so beyond magical. And Jade does his sound, and then I've been doing the alchemical hypnotherapy, and we just flow together very, very easily. He was the first person I met when I moved to Sedona. And
is that right?
Yeah.
I was the first person he met.
I know. And then you were the first person. No. You were the first person I met with Grace Jones as a spirit totem. No. Master Blaster. But so Jade for a long time was like, hey, we should really get together and do something. And I'm like, yeah. And then we started to do it. And the first time we did it, we were like, whoa, that was so cool, because he just gets into his own world with the gongs and the things and the soundy stuff, and then I get in my own world with my own instruments, but he's got his own set of instruments, and then I have my own set of instruments, and then we just kind of play off of each other, and it's just really sexy. Look, I get goosebumps. That's how sexy it is, Daddy.
Yeah.
Do you want to touch them? They went away when I asked them.
How in the hell can y'all run a session? How can y'all run a session with people? With this crazy guy here. All right.
Well, that's it helps move the energy, Toddles.
Oh no, not. So I love it. This is what we need. We need the color, man. We need it. So we've got about a 45-minute session. You guys, I would highly encourage you to put your headphones in, whether you listen to it now or you listen to it later. This will be very, very good. We did something similar the other day, but the sound is excellent. If you put on your headphones or your earbuds, they're going to take you through what they've been doing in collaboration for quite some time. I think y'all been doing this for a month or two. Or y'all gotten through it together
25 million years.
25 million years they've been doing.
I'm gonna.
Don't be surprised if a hologram of Grace Jones.
I'll be right back.
Appears. Oh, you're leaving it.
Go talk to a lawyer.
Okay.
Just kidding. I'll be right back.
He is a nut. He's an absolute nut. How do you do a session? How does it? I would be cracking up the whole time.
It's there comes a point where I'm just like, okay, Danny, you can shut up now.
It's going well. I'm listening to it.
It's going well.
Yeah.
It's going well. Yeah.
Right on.
So yeah, but no, it's interesting. He's like
Someone just commented.
He's like my long lost insane brother. And
Yeah.
it's funny.
Let's crack that door for a second. Just get a little circulation. It's a little stuffy,
No, we're good. Oh, we're on.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I just realized who he looks like. Yeah.
Who's that? He's got a new look today. He's getting ready to make his acting debut.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Right on. Right on. We should do a play too. That would be good. You do little plays, commercials. Yeah, this is all right, man. Hey, so I want to tell everybody too, if you haven't done it already, head over to vibrationalempowerment.net. That's Jade and the crew's website. Give them a subscription. Give them a contribution. There's a lot of people working behind the scenes that you don't see as often as you might see someone like myself that are doing a lot of work and have been for a long time. And they need support like everybody else. We're going to turn this over to, it says, Anne Christine Skoglund says she loves his sessions and highly recommend it. So we're going to turn this over to Jade and Danny. I'm going to get up.
Okay.
Yeah. And speaking of the network, we did just create a class that does have 4 of our sessions that we've produced on the network. So vibrationalempowerment.net. You can find that under the Light of Two Worlds, and there's a link in the in this live stream here as well. So, and Danny, if you want to go ahead and sit in the middle,
the middle?
yeah, that would be ideal. But yeah, this is something that we've been doing together for a while. It's really, really amazing, very empowering. I literally listened to one of the sessions that we just finished. I listened to it like 8 times already in the last 12 hours. It's very, very empowering and really, really amazing. It's actually what was playing at the intro of the show. So for those of you that were on from the beginning, that was the background was that. So I will turn it over to Danny at this point, and we're gonna give him some sexy reverb for his vocals.
Sexy reverb me. So, and on a serious note, I'm only in that because he needed to be lightened up a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's not true. He's always this way.
I'm a wizard. I'm a nut. So it's because I simply don't really care anymore. With this experience, what I'm just again focusing on is the lightheartedness and really reminding that aspect of the innocence of who we are to come through, and to invite joy and play into your life a little bit more. And that's it's very important that we remember that. And despite circumstances, we need to transcend that and to remember the innocence of who we are. And so if you go ahead and find a spot to lay down, to relax and get comfortable, and you can always come back to this or find the 4 courses available on vibrationalempowerment.net that are already set up, that we've already done. It's quite a steal on that. So and the topics that we have on those are forgiveness, self-worth, empowerment, and the heart alchemy. And we're going to do a lot of that heart alchemy today, so or a lot of different aspects of it. So it's going to be a fun treat for you to experience.
And this session will also be uploaded and recorded as well, so that will be available in that same package.
like the stars twinkling in the night sky. The magic of life is all yours. The sounds of magnificence are yours to experience. The subtleties of your soul dancing in freedom. What does love feel like? What does love feel like? The magical sounds that you hear remind you so easily of what love feels like. Allowing the sounds to tickle your heart. As we enter a new chapter. Of more integrated love. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in the magic and let it remind every cell in your body that you are a gift. And allow the gift that is you to be born. Just breathing. Breathing. Following the breath in and out. Following the breath in and out. Allowing yourself to just relax, letting go of all external noises, all external sounds. What if you don't need to hold on to anything, but you can just listen to the sounds of nourishing fulfillment, caressing your body, caressing your heart, allowing you to be here right now. What if you can stop the need to think just for this moment and allow the light of your love to start flowing into your heart as you breathe deeper and deeper down, deeper and deeper relaxed, noticing a beautiful, gentle deepening of relaxation. What does love feel like? What does love feel like? The mind is calm. And with the sounds that you hear, you notice the Vesica Pisces at the depth of your heart. Breathe into that womb of creation. Noticing a Merkaba forming the depth of your heart. A golden Merkaba spinning within your heart. Like a diamond, more vibrant, more truthful, more radiant than you ever thought. So allowing your imagination to observe that Merkaba spinning, spiraling within your heart, pulsating as you go deeper, deeper down, deeper and deeper relaxed. You can start drifting away, allowing the frequencies of the sounds that you hear to guide you into the safest, most beautiful state of relaxation. Your heart welcomes this attention. Your heart welcomes this love as you remember what it feels like to love. Just being, no need to analyze, no need to wonder what's happening. You can just relax and allow the sounds, the beautiful, beautiful integration of sounds dancing within your heart, reminding you of your innocence. You are forgiven. Life forgives you. I forgive you. Love forgives you. Your loved ones forgive you. And you can forgive yourself. And just breathing and allowing that Merkaba to spin faster. Noticing how it may be changing colors. Noticing how the Merkaba may be changing colors. It's the frequencies start moving the energy that needs to be uplifted and transmuted as your heart activates. And I'm going to count from 5 to 0. And every number that I count will drift you and take you into the most beautiful depths of relaxation within your loving heart. Starting with 5. 4, drifting away. Letting go of the outside world. 3. 2, deeper and deeper down. 1, relax and 0. Notice your legs nice and comfortably heavy. Your hips wonderfully relaxed. Your shoulders sinking down a little bit more as gravity reminds you that you belong to the earth. You are relaxed in the sounds of my voice. You can just start releasing and letting go of things that have been holding density. You can just let go. Yes, it is that easy. The subconscious mind can just let go of different patterns, behaviors, different thoughts that have been holding you back. And your heart can feel the love that is here for you. For when we let go, there is only one option, and that option is to integrate higher frequencies. So as you can now start to notice a beautiful electric blue light forming up above, and this electric blue light streams down from the highest of realms. And it's like it knows where to go. It knows to merge and to support the Merkaba, the depth of your heart. So that electric blue light just pours into your heart. And you don't have to do anything, because the frequency of that light starts harmonizing, recalibrating, rejuvenating, refractionalizing the harmonic aspects and codings, aligning you to the divine that you are. You can let go of all exterior programming that no longer serves you. Allowing that electric blue light to just start to pour, to infuse into your heart, spreading into your heart, spreading into your heart, allowing it to infuse into your chest. As you notice a healing quality, you notice that you are able to relax as your energy, your power is returning into your heart. You are worthy. You are worthy of this healing. You are worthy of this light. You are worthy of this color, this frequency, this transformation. You are worthy. You are worthy. And bringing that energy into your upper abdomen, filling your energy centers, infusing with that electric blue light. Powerful, powerful electric blue light, reconnecting you to Source. Hayot HaKodesh. Hayot HaKodesh. Hayot HaKodesh. Allowing the electric blue to flow into all of your body, just relaxing you from head to toe. Relaxing your whole field from head to toe. Bringing this light into your body, cleansing, purifying, refractualizing, reharmonizing, uplifting you to the highest harmonics of the universal laws of grace. And what does grace feel like? What does it feel like to move through life with grace? And you can relax as we go deeper and deeper down. Once again, 5, 4, 3, deeper and deeper. 2, 1, relaxing. And 0. Beautiful magenta. A magenta flame pouring down from the highest of realms, integrating with that electric blue. Swirling, purifying, releasing, harmonizing, uplifting the light of who you are. You don't need to hold on to all that stuff that you have been. Why do you choose to hold on to yesterday if yesterday already happened? Is it because there's a belief that you own that says you'll miss it if you release it? What if you had a belief that said, now is my time to move forward with courage and bravery and access my potential? What would it feel like if a shower of beautiful diamond light codes and rainbow rays started to descend upon you? You can receive it so easily as the cells within your atomic structure of your being, the sacred geometries of your DNA is starting to reharmonize to these beautiful and profound aspects of these higher frequencies. You are loved, dear one. You are so loved, dear one. What does it feel like to be confident within your soul? To know that it's not your responsibility to fix everything. And what would it be like if you could dream confidently, with joy, with innocence, what would it be like to not take things so seriously? How would it feel to walk as a forgiven person? To release all judgment? What would it feel like to let go of all judgment? What would it feel like to let go of any inner critic? What would it be like to feel free and to play and to create from this state of play? Your body is restoring. As we ask the ethereal medical team to anchor and connect, to help rebalance, to let go of any limiting beliefs that have been holding you from experiencing radiant health. Your body is rebalancing. Your body is remembering its natural beauty and strength. The holistic aspects of your body working all together to allow your heart to thrive and feel the love of who you are. Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sabaoth. Allow the frequencies to purify your body, to transmute and to uplift your heart into the most joyful aspects of life. And this is your moment. And what if you dreamt of an empowering way of living, of an empowered way of feeling and being, of rising up beyond any excuses and to really understand what it's like to feel power within the depth of your being, the joy of who you are, remembering your radiance, the purity of your soul. What would it be like to create? Notice your future is safe. Despite any circumstances, because it's not the circumstances that matter, you notice how safe you are. Notice your future timeline, filled with safety, abundance, and love. And you could be like a Care Bear staring into the future, beaming that rainbow ray into your future, into the future of humanity. Allowing yourself to expand and how beautiful that dream can be, and feel how beautiful beauty feels like. If beauty could feel like anything, how does that feel? Does it feel like love? Does it feel like freedom? Does it feel like innocence? What does a safe dream feel like? It feels certain and believable, doesn't it? Safe dreams become reality. Safety is within you at all times. It's not something that you have to strive for, it's something that you already are. Dream big. Dream of joy. How does joy and happiness feel in this dream as it becomes so beautiful, so colorful and radiant? I love dreaming. And as I dream, I don't need to focus or pay attention to my circumstances right now. I allow myself to expand, to feel the expansion of my soul, feeling tickled with the innocence of life. As I expand, this feels natural to expand. I can ask questions, such as, how magical can my life be? How joyful? And how much joy is within my heart. And what is it like to dream from my heart rather than fear? What is it like to dream from a state of wholeness, from a state of I am enough? What is it like to dream from this place? And what if your dreams became reality? Notice how everybody would be better off. You are worthy. You are beautiful. You have so much to offer. And it's so much easier to create now that judgment is no longer within your field. The magic can return now that judgment is gone. You don't need to judge how your body feels. You don't have to judge life. You don't have to judge other people. You can just feel the love returning within your heart. As I asked Metatron to bring in the solar templates aligned with your original blueprints. The solar templates. What is it like to receive? What is it like to be reminded of your potential? What is it like to feel at peace with who you are? There is no internal struggle, only calm relaxation. Calm relaxation within your mind. Your mind is calm. Your body is relaxed. Your body is balanced. Dear one, you don't have to give so much. You can just receive and practice receiving. As your light ignites, it fills with the most delicious colors of all of consciousness. Your heart, that joyful place that holds your awareness. It feels so loving here. It feels so free in here. This is where I love to create. This is where I love to love and love receiving love and love being loved. And I love loving and loving as much as I can. And it's my ability, one of my superhuman strengths, is the ability to love myself a little bit more than I did a moment ago. Your heart is activating, and as your heart's electromagnetic field activates, anything of lower frequency cannot be held on to within your field. You can release it, or it is transmuted. The mind no longer has to limit what the heart can love. For the heart is limitless, unlimited, and full of strength. You are forgiven, dear one, and free. Beauty and being who you are is just awesome. It's so much easier to live, especially now judgment doesn't need to exist, as you can release those aspects of judgment and moving and stepping into freedom of unconditional love. Allowing your cup to fill, restoring the vibrance of your heart, restoring, rejuvenating, rebalancing your body, the cells in your body can start remembering the truth of what health is feeling like. What is it like to be free of worry, free of anxiety? What is it like to be free, to be you? And perhaps you can ask, what is it like for my heart to love even more? And what if I can create a life with more magic, more love, more joy? How beautiful would that experience be for myself? I deserve this life. I deserve to walk in this truth of innocence. I deserve to play, to laugh in abundance. I deserve to acknowledge my own beauty. I accept myself. I accept myself. I accept myself. And I can tell that I accept myself because my mind is calm. I am grateful for my love and the purity of my heart. I am grateful for my existence, for my belonging. I belong here upon this earth. I am grateful for the innocence of my heart. And as you can relax so deeply, so wonderfully relaxing as you go deeper and deeper down, we can just feel so comfortable and refreshed. And what is it like? And what do you think it will be like to be so refreshed and rejuvenated in just a few moments' time? What would it be like to not sweat the small stuff in life, to be free? And it's okay if you hear other sounds of life surrounding you. That's okay. It doesn't affect how relaxed and rejuvenated you are. And what if you took that belief into your daily life, knowing that perhaps all the different noises and sounds of life only remind you that you are doing well, that you are doing okay. You can experience a joy of being you more clearly, embracing more aspects of your dreams, your accomplishments, noticing how easy it is to not have to fix everything, to be free of solving the world's problems, knowing that your light is beautiful and radiant, golden. You notice a radiance around you, a radiance building within you, fueled by your heart. Fueled by your heart. What does love feel like? What does love feel like? What does love feel like? Love feels so good. You can remember all the times that you loved and own it in this moment. And what if your day today was so beautifully relaxing and full of magic? What kind of magic do you think you'd experience? What awesomeness could you be a part of, create? And as you go so deeply relaxed, you can feel so wonderfully relaxed and rejuvenated. Just breathing in and breathing out as you remember what love feels like. And as you remember what love feels like, just like the stars in the night sky, the breath of life within you and every cell of your being, expanding with magic and curiosity like a child. The pure innocence of joy and wondrous imagination. And just like those twinkling stars in the night sky remind you of how special you are. Just as you look upon them, noticing how bright they are, who's to say they don't look upon you and say, look at that one there. Look how twinkly and sparkly and magical that one is. You will notice a profound peace within your heart today, and a greater understanding on a subconscious level of what it feels like to belong in your heart, in love, in joy. Now I'm going to slowly start counting you back. And every number that you hear, you'll start becoming more aware and awake, with a fulfilled feeling, beauty within your body and your heart, mind, body, and soul. You will feel rejuvenated and refreshed. Starting with 1, listening to the sounds of my voice, slowly coming back. 2, feeling so good, coming back even more, bringing your awareness back into the here and now. 3, noticing your body, having more energy, your awareness is back in your body, more present than you've been in a long time. 4, wiggling your fingers and toes, allowing your body to stretch, stretching and moving your body, stretching and moving your body. And 5, back with your eyes open, awake and refreshed as the sounds gently return you into this now moment, as you can just give yourself a nice, beautiful, fresh breath of air. And perhaps grab a glass of water. And remind yourself, and be reminded of your beauty. And welcome back, everybody. As that is myself, Danny Picard, and Jade Lyons here. For those of you that were able to be a part of that alchemical hypnotherapy sound bath experience, the light of two worlds is what we call it, and we have a beautiful 4 sessions recorded.
Five now.
Oh, five. For you to purchase, if that's of your fancy, on Vibrational Empowerment Network.
Yeah, it's on the vibrationalempowerment.net. Light of Two Worlds is the course, so you can go in, sign up for the network, and that is one of the courses that's available. We have several different packages and bundles. That's one of the ones that's outside of the normal packages. Is something that we're doing outside of the network, just the two of us with that. So But yeah, vibrationalempowerment.net. I will make sure the link is posted in the comments for that, so you can get directly to the course there. And they're all high quality audio. Definitely headphones. Some are gongs. There's one that's it gets a little deep with some keyboards and some synths and some things of that nature. It was really an interesting night last night with that one. So.
And then when you guys listen to these, put yourself into a space where you're not going to be bothered, and where please don't listen to these while you're driving. This is a hypnotic experience, so it's okay if you fall asleep, and you most likely will. Okay, so it's okay. So yeah, so hypnotic, meaning it's trance state that we invoke. So it's different than a meditation. It's not the same. Okay, so I am a certified hypnotherapist, Reiki master, Lightarian Reiki master, master Metatronia therapist, NLP practitioner, and all sorts of crazy stuff. But
And I play with frequency and sound.
and he does a really good job. But what's really important about this is that the integration, I think, is the key to all of the future. What everybody's doing right now is really integrating and learning how to play with one another. And so yeah, if you're at all interested, vibrationalempowerment.net.
And how can they find you as well?
I'm at theepichuman.com.
Yes.
Theepichuman.com is my website. I also have a YouTube channel, Danny Picard Inspires. And yes, I may be a nut, Todd. Whatever. It's more fun this way. But yeah, so I'm here in Sedona, but yeah, we're putting together courses and stuff, so yeah. But this has been Jade and mine's new treat, and it's a lot of fun, so yeah.
And I think we're going to sign off here while we find Todd. He might be sleeping somewhere. maybe that bell, the miss hit with the ball, maybe that was for him to alert him. But we will we'll be continuing the stream. We've got a couple other guests coming in this afternoon. I think Todd's going to be here in studio for the next couple hours. I think it looks like we're going to be here till about 5 o'clock today. So if you are in Sedona, stop on through.
Thanks, everyone. Giloo, 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 giloo.
As we place an infinity golden loop within your home. Cleansing, clearing, transmuting, shifting, and uplifting all aspects of your heart-centered consciousness. Clearing the light, clearing, uplifting your energies to allow the higher consciousness of what you are ready to absorb to move in. And now allowing that emerald green light to move down into your solar plexus, down your spine,